You have been lied to about what keeps your body functional after 64 decades. The message has been simple. Walk more. Get your steps in. Movement equals health. But here's what gets left out of that advice. Research comparing resistance training to walking in older adults consistently demonstrates superior functional outcomes for targeted strength exercises. A 2023, study published in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise examining resistance training programs in older women found improvements in muscular strength, functional performance, and skeletal muscle mass that walking alone cannot provide. The walking industry has built an empire on simplicity. But simplicity and completeness are not the same thing. Walk-in serves cardiovascular health. That matters, but it does not address the primary threat to your independence after 60 muscle loss. The medical term is it describes the progressive decline of skeletal muscle tissue that begins around age 30 and accelerates after 60. Research indicates you lose approximately 3 to 5% of your muscle mass every decade. By age 70, you may have lost 30% of your peak strength. Walking cannot reverse this. Resistance training can. The 5 exercises in this routine target the exact muscles that walking does not adequately challenge. Research published in PMC demonstrates that resistance training produces measurable improvements in functional strength, bone density, and muscle quality in older adults. They require no gym, no complex equipment, just a sturdy chair and 10 minutes. The final exercise on this list has been shown in research published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology to predict mortality risk in adults over 60. We'll explain why at the end. But first, share your age and where you are watching from in the comments. We read every response. Now, let us begin with number 5. Number 5. Seated leg extensions. This movement targets the quadriceps, the large muscles on the front of your thighs. These muscles control knee extension. Every time you stand up, climb stairs, or step over an obstacle, your quadriceps are working. Research demonstrates that quadriceps muscle accounts for approximately 30 to 40% of the variance in physical functioning in older adults. Studies examining muscle loss patterns show that quadriceps exhibit greater deterioration with age compared to other muscle groups, with particularly pronounced decline after age 50. A 2020, longitudinal study tracking community-dwelling older adults found that quadriceps muscle architecture showed significant correlations with basic activities of daily living such as walking and rising from a chair. The research revealed that muscle strength reduction is particularly pronounced after age 50, with losses reaching a critical point after walking does not provide sufficient resistance to the quadriceps. When you walk on flat ground, your quads activate minimally. They swing your leg forward but never work against significant load. Your body adapts to the demands you place on it. If you never ask your quadriceps to work hard, they will atrophy. Seated leg extensions create that demand. Here is how to perform them correctly. Sit tall in your chair. Press your back firmly against the backrest. Grip the sides of the seat for stability. Straighten one leg out in front of you until your knee is completely extended. Point your toes toward the ceiling. Hold this position for 3 full seconds. Actively squeeze your thigh muscle. Do not just lift your leg and let it hang. Contract the muscle as hard as you can. Then, lower your foot slowly back to the floor. Count to 4. As you lower, switch legs, repeat. Perform 10 to 12 repetitions per leg. Rest 30 seconds. Complete 3 sets. The mental connection matters. A 2023 study in the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that participants who consciously focused on contracting their muscles during exercises gained 31% more strength than those who simply moved through the range of motion. Once bodyweight extensions become manageable, add ankle weights. Start with 2 pounds. Progress gradually. Research confirms that strong quadriceps protect your knees from arthritis progression. The muscle acts as a shock absorber, reducing stress on the joint with every step. Now, we move to a muscle group most people completely ignore. Number 4. Seated calf raises. Your calf muscles do more than help you walk. They function as a circulatory pump. The gastrocnemius and soleus muscles in your lower legs squeeze the veins every time they contract. This pushes blood back up toward your heart against gravity. Without strong calf muscles, blood pools in your lower extremities. This causes swelling, varicose veins, and increases the risk of deep vein thrombosis. Research published in Blood in 2021 examined calf pump function in over 1,500 participants using venous plethysmography. The study found that reduced calf muscle pump function was a significant risk factor for venous thromboembolism. Participants with impaired calf pump function showed increased mortality rates at 5, 10, and 15 years compared to those with normal calf muscle function. A 2020 study published in Clinical Medicine Insights demonstrated that impaired calf muscle pump function was an independent predictor of poor outcomes after adjusting for multiple health variables. The association between impaired calf pump, heart failure, and mortality may represent a negative impact on circulatory function. Walking engages your calves, but not in a concentrated way. Hundreds of muscles share the workload during walking. Seated calf raises isolate the calf muscles and force them to work harder. Here is the technique. Sit in a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor, knees bent at 90 degrees. Press through the balls of your feet. Lift your heels as high as possible. Hold at the top for 2 full seconds. You should feel a strong contraction in the back of your lower legs. Lower your heels slowly back to the floor. That lowering phase is critical. It creates eccentric contraction, which builds muscle more effectively than the lifting phase alone. Start with 15 repetitions. Work up to 3 sets of 20. Once that becomes easy, place a heavy book or small weight across your thighs. The added resistance will accelerate your gains. This exercise is particularly valuable for patients with hip or knee problems. You are not stressing those joints. All the work happens in your ankles and calves. Perform this daily, morning and evening. Within 2 weeks, you will notice improved circulation and reduced leg fatigue. If you're finding this information valuable, type number 4 in the comments so I know you're there. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Now we address a movement pattern that most chair workouts overlook entirely. Number 3. Seated steepovers. This exercise trains lateral hip strength and dynamic balance. Your hip abductors and adductors control side-to-side movement. These muscles stabilize your pelvis when you step over obstacles, navigate on even ground, or adjust your balance quickly. Most seniors lose lateral strength because daily life rarely demands it. You walk forward, stand up, sit down, all sagittal plane movements. But falls often happen during lateral movements. Stepping off a curb, turning quickly, avoiding an obstacle. Research examining fall risk factors in older adults has consistently identified lower extremity muscle weakness as a significant predictor. Studies show that comprehensive exercise programs targeting multiple muscle groups reduce fall rates significantly compared to control groups. A systematic review of fall prevention interventions found that resistance exercises addressing key muscle groups, including hip abductors, extensors, and knee extensors, were essential components of effective fall prevention strategies. Steepovers train both lateral hip strength and coordination. Here is the execution. Sit on the front half of your chair. Do not lean back. Keep your spine tall. Lift your right knee toward your chest. Then move that knee out to the side as if stepping over an imaginary object. Lower your foot back to the floor. Return to center. Repeat on the left side. Move slowly. Control the motion. Your hip muscles should guide your leg through the entire range. Perform 10 to 12 repetitions on each side. 3 sets total. This exercise also engages your core stabilizers. Physical therapists use this movement with patients recovering from hip replacement surgery. It restores coordination that walking alone cannot rebuild. Before we continue to the top 2 exercises, if you're finding value in this information, hit that like button and subscribe. We're releasing powerful senior health content every week. Number 2. Seated hip marching. Your hip flexor muscles control your ability to walk. When these muscles weaken, your gait changes. You shuffle instead of step. Your feet barely cleared the ground. This is why so many seniors trip over small obstacles. A 2021 longitudinal study published in Archives of Gerontology and Geriatrics found that hip flexor strength most significantly influenced the progression of disability in older adults. Falls are not minor events. According to the CDC, 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls annually, and 20% result in serious injury. Hip fractures, in particular, trigger cascading health decline. Seated hip marches directly strengthen these muscles. Sit tall. Lift one knee toward your chest. Hold for 2 seconds. Lower slowly. Alternate legs. Perform 12 to 15 repetitions. Complete 3 sets. To increase difficulty, hold the raised position for 5 seconds or add ankle weights. Surgeons observe that patients who perform hip marches before surgery recover significantly faster. Number 1. Chair sit-to-stand squats. If you only do one exercise for the rest of your life, this should be it. Research published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology followed more than 2,000 adults over age 51. Those who could not rise from a chair without using their hands were 5 to 6 times more likely to die during the study period. This movement engages virtually every major muscle group in your lower body. It directly replicates daily life movements. Start seated, arms crossed, lean slightly forward. Stand by pushing through your heels. Pause at the top, lower slowly, counting to 4. Do not drop into the chair. Start with 8 repetitions. Work up to 3 sets of 12. Perform every other day. Within 4 weeks, daily activities will feel easier. These 5 exercises represent what medical professionals wish every patient over 60 would do. Walking has value, but resistance training is essential for independence, bone density, and muscle strength. You do not need a gym. You need a sturdy chair and 10 minutes 3 times per week. That small investment can add years of independent living. Start today. Progress at your own pace. Your future self will thank you. Which of these 5 exercises are you most excited to try? Have you been told that walking is enough? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.